That is hard wood. It's very hard. Alright. We are live. It's Sunday. It is 6:12 p.m. and I am going to continue making some Christmas presents because I need to finish some things up. So first, well, what I'm making right now is this wood is so tough. I could barely get the drive spur in there. I need to figure out where the best place. Probably right there. Oh. Hey Lee. Lee Harris is in. Johnny Foster is in. Thanks for stopping in, guys. I'm fighting with a piece of yew. Oh boy. I knew that was going to happen. So this piece of yew is kind of crazy. I started out with some branches. This is a piece that my brother gave me. Was growing in his yard. Let me go trim this piece off real quick. It's causing me problems. Alright, this thing has been such a problem. Started out, caught my bandsaw in it, trying to cut it. Finally got into it to get that out. Had to cut the bandsaw apart, but it is just so hard. So what I'm working on is a barbecue tools set. Not sure who I'm going to give it to or if I'm going to keep it. I don't know, because I feel like I've earned this one. But the pieces that I have so far are the fork and the spatula. And it's really nice when you get it turned. The grain is really nice. It has a lot of features in it. But my goodness, getting it to this point. And I can't even like square it up better because it's killing all of my saws. So we're just going to do that on the lathe. We're going to putter at it. We may only get one thing turned around, but we're going to do that. Thanks, Lee. All right. Put my face shield on because I don't know what this is going to do. So this is crazy. Hey, there's Brian. Hey, Brian. But when you talk about wood, like I like to call it a toughness. There's a toughness. This wood is so tough, and yet it machines so well. So I didn't realize this cut right there goes all the way through. So that piece is going to be unusable. So I'm going to actually move that point a little bit so I can get the most use out of that piece. I think that'll work. So I also need it to be, here's my instructions. For the ferrules, I need it to be 0.988, so just less than an inch. So I think I'm good. I'm good at this end. I should be good at that end. All right, keep going. These are the toolkit instructions. So they lay out all the pieces. And then the fork and spatula have one set of dimensions, and the tongs have another. OD 0.98. OD. So it seems like they're all the same, but so it's the length that changes. 0.790. This OD is, so they want it heavier at the tong side. 0.98. 0.74. Are they different sized? They don't look different sizes, but they might be. Hopefully I didn't use the wrong ferrules. No, I couldn't have. 0.74. Well, I must have used the wrong ferrules for something, but we're going to make all of these 0.74 for these ferrules. Right? It's only wrong if you say it's wrong, right? That's crazy. I did not read that part right. Oh well, keep going. So that's better because these will be a little bit thinner, and the wood that I have is kind of crazy anyway, so no worries. Double check streaming pistons out there, babe. Hey, Madeline. Madeline's in. How do you know my last name? Who knows your last name? How do we know your last name? AJ is in. 63 in already. Wow. Okay. For Sunday, that's not bad. We are making a barbecue handle set, and I'm trying to use up the wood that I have and the parts that I have because I used the wrong parts. But no worries. We'll get there. That is almost good enough off the tool for a finish. Can't really see it too much, but who's in? Matthew's in. Hey, Matthew. Yeah, Todd. Hey, Todd, thanks for stopping in. That is quite a bandsaw. I was just trying to cut this wood with a bandsaw, and I was showing everyone the piece that killed my bandsaw for a couple weeks. It's this same wood, and the saw blade was jammed in there, and I had to cut out a sliver to get that blade out. But this wood is tough. But yes, that picture you posted, it looked like a fake saw. Like it's so big, but it's the same shape as their bench top. That is a crazy saw. All right, so we are making the tongs in this barbecue toolkit, and I was supposed to use on all the tools the large ferrule at the back and the small ferrule in the front. However, because I didn't see that, I used the large ferrule in the back and the large ferrule in the front. And now I see that's why there was a little gap there, but it's glued up, so I'm not going to change it. And I'm trying to think who I was going to give these to, but they're so nice, I might just keep them. So anyway, I've got to make tenons on both at .740 for the small ferrule. And they have you using the bottle stopper chuck. I don't have that. We're gonna just make it work. I think I made one, and I'm pretty sure that's the one. Yeah, so I made one that is, I just made a bottle stopper chuck. So we will use that when we get to that point somehow, because I probably should have kept a tenon for the chuck, but we'll figure it out. Alright. I'm good on length. Barely, so I'm going to keep going on that. I need to see how I'm going to drill this. I think I can... Yeah, I can still put this in the truck. 0.88, so I can still use that. 300 pounds. Is that your wife in the picture, Todd? She did not look happy. Probably because you made her pick that saw up. Matthew, this is yew. Part of a yew shrub, I guess it would be. Look at that. But this wood is very tough. It's very difficult. Todd, I should have come visit you to use your bandsaw to cut it, because mine barely got through it. And by barely, I mean didn't. I had to use partly the chainsaw. Some of it I split with the wedge. We gave her the light side. Well, good looking saw. I hope you use it to its fullest. Alright, what size drill bit? $11:30. Okay, 11:30. Be right back. I think Todd is the south of me a little bit, but in the same, he's in Ohio. Far enough away, I was just kidding about coming over and using his bandsaw. But pretty close, I guess. Alright, I need to go 2.5 inches deep. Seems pretty deep to me. All right. You would be about 2 hours away. Are you east or west of Columbus? Are you asking me, Brian? I am east of Columbus. I think Todd's west of Columbus. Okay, we are going to a depth, and sorry, this video is going to be a little tedious. 0.79 7/16. Close enough. Right. Very close now. No. That RG is in. Hey RG, how are you doing? Doing some rocket science here. Kind of. Alright, there we go. One side down. I am recording this in horizontal also to make a full video, so I might be messing with the views a little bit as we go. Oh, I need that stand. I'm gonna switch to this guy. And I actually have it labeled for what jaws hold on to it. Look at that. Still turns true. It's a little bit of hand strength. More than what I've got, apparently. It wants to slide. I put too good of a finish on it. Wants to slide. Oh. That might be it. Yeah, I think I have too many mods. I can't mess with anybody when they come in and say stupid things. Or just do like Who is it that everybody that comes in is a mod? The zombie woodturner. Alright, so this one, I have to drill both sides. You is in. We're using wood, and you is watching, and we're making some barbecue handles. Yeah, I saw that, Matthew. Thank you for that. You could see the path she was going, and it wasn't a good path. There we go. All right, 2 sides down. So now I'm going to turn the body of it. Oh, I thought I was going slow. Going 1 speed too slow. I was only going 1400. I really want to be going 2100. All right, there we go. So I think if you're using tongs, that's probably a good. I'm going to turn it to about halfway, that diameter halfway. You don't want them too big because you got to hold 2 of them. So I'm not going to do much up here. I'm going to level it out there, back to that ferrule. Let me make them a little bit smaller. They're not going to be as big as the single tools, because this one you're only holding 1. That's the spatula, made out of yew. And I've got the fork and the pieces to the tongs. So that's what we're gonna do. That looks pretty good. So the problem will be is if I can repeat this on the other handle, because this is just one side. Or do I make it so different that it looks intentional? Because I am not good at repeating. That looks pretty good. So I think what I'll try to do is make them the same until I can't, and different if I can't make them the same. So since this is spindle turned, I don't want, save those. I don't want all the lines, the circle lines, even though I went up to 400 grit. If you do a little bit of sanding side to side with the grain, you can get a really nice finish on it. And then I'm not putting any type of finish other than my abrasive paste wax. Since these will be around food for most of their life, I don't want to do the super glue or anything like that. So just a wax, and I'm going to avoid getting it on the part that gets glued. Alright, and just like that, one's done. Michael Hull. Thanks for stopping in. I have worked very hard at the skew. It is not an easy tool to learn, and I really like using it. So I've worked very hard at it. Actually, let me see how these tools fit in. It's a slightly different thread. I don't know if it's metric, maybe. Yeah, okay. So I can thread those in later. You have to glue in the threads and the ferrule at the same time. You can't put either one on first, because as you're screwing those threads in, it goes into that groove. So you gotta do it at the same time. But all right, one handle done. Start working on the other one. "45 minutes, not too bad, not too good." To start out, I have to use the spur drive. Kind of want to get some of that sapwood in it, but I don't know if I want to take the chance of going too close to the edge, so we'll put it right in the middle. And this one, I'm going to use my bowl gouge because it's got part of a knot right there. I don't want to use my spindle tools for that. I'm going to switch out to the other live center because I don't want to split the wood. So the bowl gouge, Matthew, why can I spin, oh, there it goes, turn knots when the spindle gouge can't? It's all about, of course it's all the way in the back. It's all about the amount of metal in shape. It's just, the bowl gouge has, oh gosh, it has a lot more material to it and the shape of it. The spindle roughing gouge it's a lot thinner. Like it's flat and rolled, but compared to the shape, this one can break a lot easier. So you want to always do side grain with the bowl gouge. And you can even feel it when you're cutting, like when I'm making tops and I hit a knot or something that I didn't know was there. It'll just grab funny. It'll throw you off if you weren't expecting it. I've never had one break, but I've seen pictures, and that's enough to, I don't want to try it. This is a 1-inch roughing gouge. There are bigger ones, but I still wouldn't do it. Just not a good idea. Alright, now I'll switch to this live center to fit in that hole. Just centers it up a little bit better. Now that I'm just skimming it, and actually I think it's gone. I think it was in the outside and I don't even see it. So I went back to the spindle gouge. Alright, so we're going to mark our 7/16. And then we're going to turn it to a 0.79 inch diameter. Okay. Which we have quite a bit to go. So I have a yeah, Robbo had some big ones. I have one. I don't use it. It was made from a pipe and it didn't cut very good. It's not high-speed steel. And I quit using it. It just didn't keep an edge. You've been watching some videos though. If you went back and found that one. That's crazy. A little bit more. Pretty close. Once I get where it almost fits, I will switch to just using sandpaper. Actually, that's a little bit far. But yeah, I still wouldn't trust that gouge to do side graining. And I am basically a rule follower. Every once in a while you'll see me move the tool rest without turning off the lathe, and I shouldn't do that, but basically I'm a rule follower. I'm not going to do anything to put myself or anybody else in danger. So okay, that end's done. I'm gonna, should I turn? No, we'll just wait. That end's done. So we're gonna take it out. I'm gonna put in my bottle stopper chuck. Line up the jaws. I think Robbo had, if you want to look up some good wood turning instruction, Robbo Robertson. Jay, maybe you could put a link. He has 2 channels. Both of them are good. I don't know why YouTube split them up. But very good instruction. Good teacher. Not very patient, but great teacher. He was patient. He wasn't patient with Jay. I'll say that. And Jay would probably agree with me. Who's that? SoCal Fisher. Are you making a turning tool? I'm actually not. It's the same process, but I am making a handle for a barbecue set. But you would follow the exact same process if you were making a turning tool handle. One thing that I do when I'm making turning tool handles is I will just use copper pipe fittings for the ferrules. This particular project, I have the ferrules, they're stainless steel, and I'm finishing up a barbecue set that I already have the spatula and fork, and this will be the tongs. And I already have one of the tong legs, and I also need to make sure I make these the same length, so don't let me forget that. I'm going to trim just a little bit off of that one. So we don't want them different lengths. Alright, now it's the tricky part. We're going to drill the other hole. A lot of tool changes in a project like this. Not great for a live. Camera is not. Oh, alright. Well, I could see just fine. No, just kidding. Alright. Lock that down. Alright, so drilling on something this long is not that easy or precise, and the way I've done it is just live through it. So that's what we did. We've got both ends drilled. Now we can go about turning the handles. This is another reason I didn't finish it while it was the other side, because now it's a little more centered up. This is how we're going to finish it. We clean up that end. So at this point now I can choose which side is the front. I think I'm going to make this side the narrower side. See if we can turn out those holes. I think those are bug holes. I had this wood sitting in a plastic bag of alcohol so that it would kill all of the bugs. Denatured alcohol. JP Woodwork. So I've been waiting to come in. Check this out. "64 colors. Mrs. Bailey surprised me during last night's live stream. 64 colors. All brand new. You guys think your super chats don't help? That proves that they do make a difference. They make a difference. Oh, I hope I didn't make that too small. Perfect. Nice. Okay. Now we can go about shaping. Almost an inch right on at the heaviest spot. So we will check that. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Who was asking about the tool handles? Super chat for a pack of pencils. Yep. Steady rest. Make a steady rest. I've never really needed a steady rest. But yeah, someday I'm gonna need it. This this right here is a blade from a Sawzall, reciprocating saw that I cut to do a thin parting tool, and I made this out of a piece of mulberry. I did not put a ferrule on it, but it seems to be holding up pretty good. This is one of the first tools that I made, and then I was like, I can do this. I can make these tools. All right. Jay, were you talking about Robbo's 40-foot lathe? Yeah, that was awesome. So one time, I was in the chat with Robbo and Jay and Dr. Bob and all those guys, and Robbo says, hey, put your camera on and join the chat. I'm going to show you how to turn a bowl. He probably had watched my videos and saw that I was really bad at it. And he walked me through it. It was about an hour and a half of Robbo showing me everything about turning a bowl. And it was probably one of the best instructional times. It was so cool. He was very patient. I was shaking at first, but and I had never done anything live either. All right, looks smaller than 1 inch. Brad Lambert, thanks for stopping in. What's the over-under on our 1 inch? If you think it's smaller than 1 inch, put smaller than 1 inch. If you think it's larger, put larger. We've got 70 in the chat. Should have 35, 15/16. Brad's at less than 1 inch. We'll say the same. Who else? Put your guesses in before I put my. We'll put the calipers at 1 inch. Ooh, 1 inch on the nose. Over, less. Sent Grace, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the chat. Who else? Johnny Foster thinks it's over. Michael Holt thinks it's right on. That's probably not going to happen, but we'll see. All right, who's left? All bets in. My guess is it's still over, and we're still over by. Let's see where we're at. That was at 1 inch. Still doesn't fit on. We were at 1.117. Not too far off, about 1/8 of an inch, so 1/16 on the side. We got a little bit of ways to go, but not too much. And honestly, you probably wouldn't notice if you were holding them. I think they look pretty darn close. We're gonna go with it. So all I did is I turned the two ends down pretty close to the step because this metal is not that thick. So I don't want to have a big step there. But I think we're good. Let me see where I'm at. Still looks a little bit heavy to me. Just over an inch, 1.092. I'm gonna sand that off. I'll do that. I am shaping it with 150 grit. Does a good job of shaping this. You can get it exactly how you want it. And then I'm gonna sand it with 240, 320, and 400. All right. Thousandths, yeah? 3 decimals? That's usually what I use at work, even though we don't build anything to that usually. Some machine parts we do. I have some other ones that are not electronic that maybe I'd say 2 decimal places. Yeah, SoCal Fisher, I hear all that at work, but I don't use that kind of language here. But that is, I think that's an official machining term. I've heard it so much. But we try to avoid that. So if you could delete that comment, I would appreciate it. But I know what you're saying. The finish is an abrasive paste. It's one that I've made. It's just beeswax, mineral oil, and some diatomaceous earth. Yep, Matthew's got it. And we're done. That's it. I'm not going to glue these up tonight. That is, I usually take my time. I want to make sure that these are the handles I want to use. Also, it's kind of late and I'm getting hungry. Oh man, that is on there. I've got the chuck wrench wedged against the tool rest. There we go. All right. That is our tongs handle done. They are pretty dead on the same height and everything. They look like they're cut out of the same piece of wood, which they are, side by side. So that's some really nice grain. Got some wormholes in them. Alright, so hey, watch for the full-length video. I will actually glue them up and show the whole set in that video. So watch for that. If you haven't already, I appreciate your subscription to the channel. And I think that's going to do it for tonight. We will see you tomorrow night for another live stream making tops. These are the tong pieces. And I hope everyone has a great Sunday evening. Yeah, epoxy or super glue, one of those two. Probably epoxy. I need to get some more also. This is another reason I'm not going to do it tonight. So, thanks for stopping in. Timed out. All right. Thank you to my moderators. But yeah, so about 8 o'clock. Nearly this time tomorrow, we'll do a live stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we'll make some tops where the chat gets to choose the colors and the shapes, and we spin them and see how they do. So make sure you follow us. Thumbs up if you could. It helps YouTube drive more people to the channel. And check out some of the other videos on my channel. We do more than just wood turning and more than just tops and handles. So check us out, see what you think, and have a good evening. Thanks everyone for coming in. Thanks RG, Todd, Michael, Matthew. Thanks guys for coming in and spending the afternoon, evening with everyone. All right, we'll see ya. Bye.